Cool.
All right.
Welcome, you guys. I wasn't sure if you were going to do it or if I was going to do it.
Whatever.
Whatever. All right. Welcome to tonight's Strong as a Mother call. It is August 6th, and we are really excited. Oh, Stacy did hop on. Is her company listening? She is fantastic. So yeah, welcome to tonight's call. We have a really, really fun topic, but before we dive into that, I want to let's talk highs. What are some of our highlights for the week? I know that Stacy has one. Oh, she has McKenna there visiting. I know Stacy has a high that she was going to share with us, but if anyone else wants, oh, she can unmute. Perfect.
Yeah, I got an order while on vacation.
Woo. That's awesome. So she messaged me that. I was like, you have to share that because that shows the beauty of this business. Like she was away like with her family doing stuff and she still increased her paycheck. And that's awesome. That is what we do with this business. All right. Anybody else have a high?
I had my salad prep group yesterday.
Woohoo!
Was that yesterday? Today's Tuesday?
Yeah, today's Tuesday. So that was just yesterday.
Yeah. So I actually got to talk to a lot of the ladies that take my classes. Like we had 30 minutes of actual conversations instead of rushing to get class started on time. So, making those connections.
Very cool. Very cool. Awesome. Oh, we keep losing a couple people. That's okay. All right, Kristen, do you have anything you want to share?
Yeah, I've had a great week so far. I had a really great connection call, not connection call, but I had a great call today. I have another call after this. These are people interested in the business that I've really gotten out of my comfort zone and reached out to. I have hopefully 2 meetings in person this week. One might have to get pushed to next week, but one I think is going to happen Thursday. And then I'm going to have a connection call for Kelsey. And I'm excited. We've got some good popcorn popping with people who just see the vision and want to join our mission and just want to be part of us because we're awesome.
I love it. I love it. So what, one of the things Mitra said on Rep Rap this morning that just totally stood out to me is she said, she said, are we ready for the fall harvest? And I was like, oh, that's right. We're going into fall. And like all of these little seeds that we've been planting all summer long as we've met new people and getting to know new people, like they are all ready. They're going to be ready to harvest any day now. And so that was a really cool way to phrase that, I think, this morning. So awesome. All right. Well, my high kind of goes in line. Well, no, it totally goes in line with this tonight, what we're going to talk about. And it is the fact that we have the Pajama Regional on Friday night and on Saturday. And they do this twice a year where they bring in just incredible speakers. And it goes basically all day Saturday, and we have a spotlight speaker Friday night. And it kind of covers the full gamut of things: the business, the personal growth side of things, the product side of things, health stories. I mean, they just had so much wrapped into the weekend. It was incredible. I was feeling really, really sad that we didn't promote it and tell you guys about it. It was a very last minute thing that I was like, oh, I'm just going to grab this ticket for this. And I just completely forgot to even share it. So I apologize for that. We will not let that happen again. And just so we don't forget to remind you, write it on your calendars for January. It's usually like the first or second weekend in January. Okay, cool. We are going to oh, yes. Kristen messaged me and said plug conference, but she messaged everybody. So conference is coming up quick, you guys, like so quick. We have we have August and we have September to wrap up any business and promotions that we want to celebrate by October conference. And that is going to be the 16th through the 19th of October. That's correct. Yeah. Okay. 16th through the 19th. And it is just action-packed, filled with so much. I actually feel like this conference is going to have the most in it that any conference ever has. Like I am mentally preparing to have my mind blown because of everything that is already being shared even before we get there. So make sure that's on your calendars. All right. So at the Pajama Regional, one of the topics that I thought was very applicable to our team was this business and babies. And the Jenna Rude and Rachel, I think that was her name. I can't remember her last name. Anyway, super cute. Millennium mamas in our business that do these types of events. They do business and babies. And I just thought that is a no-brainer for a lot of us for where we are right now in our lives and in our business. But they actually kind of took a different twist on this than what I thought they were going to do with as far as talking about how to do this business when you have littles at home. And I feel like this could actually apply to anybody, whether you have a little at home or whether you have a big at home or whether it is just you at home, because it was all about your intention with your business. So they, instead of just thinking about your babies, right? So think about your baby, right? When you had your baby, you know, you had a hospital, everyone's all happy and recovering, and you guys come home and you're on this like vicious 2 or 3 hour schedule where you're feeding your baby, you're burping your baby, you're changing your baby, it's sleeping, right? You are putting so much time and attention and pouring all of this nurture and food and love and everything into your baby. And that's because we need to help it grow. When they get a little bit older, you know, into the toddler phase, babies fall down, you're going to help pick it back up again, right? You are there to care and to teach for this child as they grow. And they wanted us to think about so I want you to think about your Juice Plus business as being your Juice Plus baby, because everything that a brand new baby needs to succeed in life is the same thing that your business needs to succeed. You have to nurture it. You have to feed it. You basically feed yourself, right? Mentally and everything. And you have to help it grow. When your business falls down or when you fall down, you have to pick it back up again. And so everything that we do with a newborn is what you want to think about when you are committing to having a business. Now think about coming home from the hospital, you're exhausted and you have this baby and you're going to be like, you know what? I'm really tired. I'm actually just not going to get up and feed you today. Like that's not going to happen. So I'm going to just lay here on the couch and watch my show and good luck, fend for yourself, baby. Right? Like nobody is going to do that. You are not going to forget to feed your child. You're not going to let your child sit in a poopy diaper all day long, right? You're going to pay attention and care for it. So don't do that to your business, right? When you are going to build your business intentionally, you cannot just drop the ball on it and be like, you know what? I'm just not in the mood. I'm just not feeling it today. So I'm just not going to give you any nurture or love or care. Okay. But really, I think the word commit is the one that stood out to me, is that when you commit to the business, right? I love our business plan because I was that family plan user for 2 years, you guys. I love that. I love that I hit a promotion off of my own orders and I didn't even know it. I got a little email that said, congratulations, you promoted to DD. And I was like, well, I don't even know what that means. What are we talking about? Okay. I love that we can make this more affordable for people with our business model. I love that they don't have to have any minimums and restrictions any requirements on them just to feed their families Juice Plus. I love that. Okay. Don't get me wrong. But if you are on this call and if you are listening in even after to the recording, or if you have shown up to any of our trainings, right, then you're kind of like teetering on the fence, like of making that commitment, right? You're showing up, but have you really decided that this is what you want to do? You want to build a paycheck, whether it is a $200 paycheck every month or whether it's a $2,000 paycheck every month. What have you committed to do with this business? That has to be the very first thing you know, because otherwise you can't plan and you can't go through the rest of the things we're going to talk about here in a minute. You can't do that if you don't have that commitment there, right? If this is just a hobby and this is just something you're sharing in passing, then the rest of this may not apply to you. But if you have committed to growing your Juice Plus business, then we're going to go over kind of 3 or 4 tips and tricks of how to do that around kids, around work schedules, around family schedules, around whatever. Okay. So our first thing that we want you to do is identify windows of time for your Juice Plus baby. Okay. You don't have to have a lot of windows of time. You don't have to have extensive windows of time, but you do have to have intentional windows of time. So look at that, whether that is an hour of your day, whether that is 30 minutes in the morning, whether that is for an hour after the kids go to bed, whatever that window of time is, I want you to identify that window and then guard it. Like like Lucy guarded Kristen today when that Verizon Wireless guy showed up. If you guys got on late, you missed that. Lucy was like, don't go near my mom. And she was like freaking out, screaming about this internet guy. Anyway, you have to guard that time. You cannot let the kids not napping, interrupt that. You cannot let husbands, whatever plans change it. Like, right, you have to guard that. Now, I'm going to caveat that also with saying, in this business, when things start going fast and when you have momentum, okay, you also have to set those boundaries for your family time or your personal time. Okay, you still have to identify those windows of time. So I know that on Monday nights, between the hours of 6 and 8 is our family night. Okay, I also know that Friday evenings is also our family time. And I guard that, and I do not schedule anything for that. I do not have calls. I do not listen to trainings. I do not do anything around that family time because I want my family to know that they are important to me and they are a priority to me, okay? But then they also know that when mom is in here and I have this dedicated time, that this is my Juice Plus baby time, and they don't get to interrupt that, okay? So it's fair game all across the board. Everybody is very clear on what is what. And one of the things that they said was clear is kind. And I mean, a couple people said that throughout the weekend. And I thought clear is kind. That is so good. That's so good for every aspect of our business. Clear is kind in setting your intentions and setting your goals and communicating with your upline and your downline with communicating with your customers, right? When their orders are getting ready to go out, when they have different changes happening, or even with your prospects, right? We don't want to hover over that 4-month installment thing. We want to be very clear as to how our business works. And it's a brilliant business model. So just make sure you're very, very clear on it, because then there are no surprises. So clear is kind. Okay, so identify windows of time. That's number 1. Number 2 is that moms, so chances are you've identified your audience, right? If you're a mom, there's like a 90% chance that you're going to be mingling with other moms, and that's your audience. Okay. So moms want to know 2 things. They want to know they want knowledge and they want community. And so when you do events, because that's what we have to do in this business, you guys, I know we've been tooting that horn for probably 2 months now. events. When you do events, okay, just keep that in mind. They want knowledge and they want community. That's what's going to bring value to them. Okay. So it doesn't have to be, come sit on my couch by yourself with no kids allowed. Like they want to know that there are other moms whose kids lose their mess while they're trying to get something done. They want to know that, that life is not perfect for you, that like you have dishes in your sink and that you are bouncing a screaming kid on your hip while you're on your mission, right? Like you're doing this business and life is not perfect. Okay. They want to know that. You could even just invite a mom over and be like, yeah, I'll try to, get my laundry off the couch or whatever. But be real. So that way other moms can connect with you. One of the things that they suggested was putting out a post, right? If you don't know who your people are yet, if you're new, like I know Nikki's new in the area and I'm new in the area, but you could still do this even if you're not new in the area, and literally put out like almost I'm going to say advertisement because I just watched Mary Poppins, but like a little ad, right? I'm being like, hey, moms that don't care about my laundry being on the couch and my kids screaming and one may or may not have pants on. Like I need adult time. I need somebody to talk to, like come hang out, bring your crazy and come hang out, right? Like whatever it is that you're looking for, whatever your community is, just throw it out there and see who responds, because chances are there's like at least 5 to 10 other moms that will scroll that and be like, amen, I'm her people. Yes. Like I will show up. But they need to know, they need to be able to relate to you. Okay. So knowledge and community, you're going to give them knowledge with even just your little bit of your Juice Plus story and how many servings of fruits and vegetables people should eat every day. That's enough knowledge right there for any event. And then have your crazy. Okay. Nothing is going to be perfect. If you guys wait for the perfect opportunity to invite people over to talk to people about Juice Plus, it ain't happening, and your baby is going to get taken away by CPS. Anyway, moving on. Next thing, Peanut app. So there is, to find community, there is an app called Peanut, and it is kind of like Tinder for moms. It's like your dating app, right? You get to kind of like meet, you can like set up your profile and you can find other moms that have interests the same as you, that there are events in your local area, like whatever. And you can kind of like click on them and message them and get to know them and all that. And they even have a section, Nikki, for military spouses. So yeah, if you guys haven't checked that out yet, check out the Peanut app. Kristen's a raving fan of it right now. But it's just another tool to put in our tool belt, right?
And I will say, you guys, like, I'm having like, my phone is like blowing up all day, like with conversation. So you're like like text conversations with moms. So I'm like getting to know these moms. I'm dating them, asking them, and to find out if I want to like go on a real date with them, right? So I'm like chit chatting with them and having these conversations with them. And then I'm gonna like invite them for a play date. And like, it's amazing. It's so smart, you guys. Moms need moms.
And it is a whole new network that you may or may not even know right now.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly. Like, just do it. It's awesome. It's free. It's fun too. You're like, oh, she looks cute. I want to be friends with her. And you're like, not so much.
and that's the thing, right? Is that they are seeking you too. So it's not like it's a one-way street. It's not like you're like trying to hunt people down. Like people are coming to you because they're like, wow, she looks awesome. Okay, exactly. I want to hang out with her. So that's awesome. I love that idea. I'm going to set up my profile tonight, Kristen. Okay, cool. So, we have identify your windows of time for your Juice Plus baby. We have, knowledge and community. And then the third one that I wrote down was be flexible. Okay. Now I'm not saying be flexible on your time, on your like designated window of time, right? What I'm saying is be flexible, just like we were talking about, and let others see the imperfection. I struggle with that. I will be the first to tell you I struggle with that, you guys. I mean, you see my hot mess all the time because you guys are already my family. I don't let these people see my hot mess yet, right? Like one of the moms the other day was just like, I want to just know, how is your house clean? So clean all the time. And I was like, because I spend 2 hours before you guys come over sweating like a pig to get it this way. Like, and I told her that, but that got me thinking. I was like, I'm doing it again. I'm making it look unduplicatable. And that is a downfall that I will tell you happened to me before. So I'm quickly changing that. And there are now socks all over my living room. So, the fourth thing is that this is my fourth and final thing. You can't do it all. I know we want to think that we can do it all and we can be it all. Okay. Now I'm going to wrap it up with a thought that almost contradicts that. Okay. But really where I'm going with this is that there is no amount of laundry that you can fold that will get you to NMD or will get you to sales coordinator or will get you that promotion, right? So look at your day, like be really intentional about your time and look at your day and think, okay, maybe something has to give, okay? Maybe it's doing your laundry when the kids are awake instead of when they're asleep. So that way you can do your work when they're asleep. Or maybe it's, cleaning, having somebody come in and clean your bathrooms once a week. So that way that's one less thing you have to do, right? Think about, Joy Kelly always talks about how valuable is your time? How much is your time worth? What is your hourly rate? And I want you to think about that and think about, okay, if I was to clean the bathrooms and fold the laundry for 1 hour, okay, how much could I make if I was to actually sit for an hour and message or call people or actually get on the phone and talk to somebody, right? I could probably easily make at least $200 in that hour, right? If I got a shred order, right? That's not too challenging. Just follow up with somebody, have a conversation with someone, add on to a customer order, whatever, or doing good customer care, right? And that $200 can easily pay for a house cleaner that week, right? So think about where your time is going to be the most valuable. Again, I'm not saying that we're all Joy Kellys making, just gangster money. And so we can just all have everyone clean and cook for us all the time. But what I am saying is that there are things that could give. And whether that's a conversation with your spouse or with your kids or whoever else lives there, to ask for help, that's okay. Asking for help is okay. And just not feeling like you have to do it all. Okay. I'm actually going to throw something else in here. I know we only have 5 minutes, but something else before we wrap up it was from another speaker Friday night, but I love the idea of this. And I have been going over this all week in my brain, all 3 days. since this event actually happened. It feels like it's been a week. But what lights you up? Not what are your priorities, but what is it that lights you up? Like what gets you so excited to, like, what is something that you would jump out of bed at 4 a.m. to go and do? I mean, 4 a.m. is like the middle of the night for me. So there really are not many things that will do that. Okay. But what is something that would get you up, even if you've been up with the baby all night because you were so excited to go do something? Whatever that thing is, that needs to be incorporated into your day, into almost every single day. Some days it's, depends on what you have on your schedule, but almost every single day you need to do something that lights you up. And I promise you, it may or may not be Juice Plus related. It may or may not be friend related, right? Or family related. Like I started this exercise that she did, and we're going to do it later down the road, probably at conference, but she started this exercise and she said, make a list of all the things that light you up. And you guys, I started going down this list, and it was my obligations list. It was like, okay, well, my kids and my family time and my, workouts and blah, blah. It was my obligation list straight up. Okay. So I looked at that and I was like, as much as like, I don't want to admit it out loud. And I told my husband this, I was like, yeah, the kids are not it. Like spending time with you guys is not it. That doesn't light me up. I love my family. You can love your family, and that's not your thing that lights you up, right? It can be a hobby. It can be whatever it is, but find that thing and make time for it every day, because that is what's going to raise your energy, and that's what's going to raise your frequency. And that's what's going to attract people to what you're doing, is when you are at that higher frequency, right? If you were dreading messaging people, chances are your frequency sucks and nobody's going to respond to you. So find the things that excite you and that lift that energy up. And then when people are talking to you, you're like, oh my gosh, I love life. I get to paddleboard every single day. Like, this is amazing, right? You have a higher excitement and frequency level, and people are going to be drawn to that. And they're going to be like, whatever, I don't care what you're selling. I want to do what you're doing. So, okay. Sorry. So then now to wrap it up, how you see your business is going to determine what is possible. So raise your hand if you think that anything is possible. Okay. Raise your hand if you think anything is possible 100% of the time. Yeah. So when they posed that question, I said, sure, anything's possible. I've always had that thought. And they said, anything possible 100% of the time. And I was like, I don't know where you're going with this. And then he said, or do you believe that anything is possible 100% of the time at a cost? And that was a semi-truck to my face. He said, if you feel like anything is possible and you can make NMD, but that's at the risk of missing time with your family and taking time away from your kids and all of these things, he said, then where you're at right now is that you don't believe that this opportunity can really do what we tell people it does, right? Which is, we tell people that it can give you more time with your family, and it can give you more freedom, and it can give you more peace of mind, right? If we have the caveat that anything is possible 100% of the time, with the exception of being a good mom, then we don't actually believe that this can do what we tell people it can do. And so you have to change your mindset around that. And you have to really, really believe that anything is possible 100% of the time. I've been doing that the last couple of days. That's been my new affirmation, that anything is possible 100% of the time. And as I start my day like that, like yesterday and today, you guys, I have had epic business days the last 2 days. Okay. I'm like, literally orders are falling out of the sky right now. I already have 6 orders for the month. What? That never happens, right? Anything is possible 100% of the time. I also did crappy art projects with my kids yesterday. I also took the kids out and about and like to meetings and stuff. Like we had like mom time and kid time. We even went rock climbing last night as a family. Like, I still got in my family time, right? Anything is possible 100% of the time. Don't let that exception block the momentum and the possibilities of what this is actually going to bring into your life. Okay. And so the last thing, as I hear voices outside the door, the last thing is that if you don't work your business and commit to it, then you don't believe that what it really can do for you. So that goes along with that same thought, is that if we feel like there's that exception, then we aren't really practicing what we preach. So change the affirmation, change the mindset, get your windows of time all nailed down for when you're going to commit to this business and what you're going to commit to, what that goal is that you're going to commit to, and then be relentless with it, right? Form your community, share a little bit of knowledge, and just be flexible and let other people see those imperfections. And you will build an amazing tribe of people that want to do exactly what you're doing. So that is everything I had. Questions, comments, concerns? I know we only have about 8 minutes left, but I did want to open it up just to chat and see if you guys had any aha moments during that. You know what, Kristen, we can go ahead and turn the recording off.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and stop the recording.
Awesome.